It was a quiet evening when I moved into my new apartment. The place was small but cozy, and the landlord seemed friendly enough. The only odd thing was the old, dusty mirror hanging in the hallway. It had an ornate frame, and the glass was slightly warped, giving everything a distorted reflection. The landlord told me it had been there for decades, left by a previous tenant. I didn't think much of it at the time. The first few nights were uneventful, but then I started noticing things. Late at night, I'd hear faint whispers coming from the hallway. At first, I thought it was just the wind or the building settling, but the whispers grew louder, more distinct, like someone was having a conversation just outside my door. I'd open the door to check, but the hallway was always empty. One night, I couldn't ignore it anymore. I stood in front of the mirror, staring at my reflection. That's when I noticed something strange. My reflection wasn't moving with me. It was just standing there, staring back with a cold, blank expression. I froze, my heart pounding. As the reflection slowly tilted its head and smiled a smile I wasn't making, I stumbled back, and the whispers erupted into laughter, echoing through the apartment. I grabbed the mirror and threw it into the storage closet, locking the door behind me. I didn't sleep that night. The next morning, I called the landlord and demanded he remove it. He agreed, but when he arrived, the mirror was gone. The closet was empty, and there was no sign it had ever been there. I moved out the next day, but sometimes, late at night, I still hear those whispers. And when I look in any mirror, I can't shake the feeling that something is watching me, waiting for me to smile back. I first noticed him a week ago. A man standing across the street from my apartment, just watching. At first, I thought it was a coincidence, maybe he was waiting for someone. But then, he was there again, and again. Always in the same spot, always staring. Last night, I closed my curtains, trying to shake the uneasy feeling crawling up my spine. But as I got into bed, my phone vibrated. A message from an unknown number. "Why did you close the curtains?" My stomach dropped. My hands shook as I typed back, "Who is this?" No response. Just silence. I barely slept. Every sound made my heart race. But when I finally drifted off, I woke to a new message. "I liked it better when you didn't know I was watching." Then, a soft knock at my window.
A man named Daniel drives home alone. The road empty, the world unnervingly quiet. The hum of his engine is the only sound, until his headlights catch something in the distance. A woman stands in the middle of the road, pale, unmoving. He slams the brakes, heart pounding, but when he looks again, she's gone. Shaken, Daniel continues driving. The radio crackles to life, though he never touched it. A whisper seeps through the static, his name, drawn out like a breath in the dark. He grips the wheel tighter, forcing himself to focus. It's just his mind playing tricks, he tells himself. Then, the backseat creaks. His blood runs cold. In the mirror, he sees her, the woman, sitting behind him, her hollow eyes locked onto his. The car swerves as he lets out a strangled cry. But when he whips around, the seat is empty. Daniel doesn't stop. He doesn't look back. He just drives, faster and faster, hoping that whatever he saw, or whatever saw him, doesn't follow him home.
The house was quiet. Just the soft hum of the TV as the babysitter scrolled through her phone. But then, a whisper. Barely there. A breath against the silence. Upstairs, Emily stirred in her bed, half asleep. The darkness in the corners of her room felt heavier than before, shifting. Down the hall, the babysitter turned her head. That whisper again. Closer this time. The air had changed colder, heavier. Emily sat up, her wide eyes fixed on something in the shadows. A shape, a presence. It loomed behind her, its form just barely wrong to thin, to still, like a living shadow. The babysitter rushed in, breath hitching. Emily didn't look at her, only at the mirror. And there, in its dusty reflection, a grinning figure with hollow eyes, Heart pounding, she grabbed Emily and ran, the whispering growing louder, curling around them like unseen fingers. And as they fled into the night, the room behind them fell silent, empty. But in the deepest corner of the darkness, the eyes remained, watching, waiting, whispering.
I was driving home late one night, taking the usual route through a winding back road that cut through the woods. The road was empty, just me and the occasional glow of my headlights against the trees. Then, up ahead, I saw a woman standing by the side of the road. She was barefoot, wearing a tattered dress, her long hair covering her face. I slowed down, rolling my window down just a crack. "Are you okay?" I called out. She lifted her head slightly. "Wrong turn," she whispered. I felt a chill run down my spine. My GPS hadn't told me to turn anywhere. "Excuse me." Suddenly, her head snapped up, revealing hollow, black eyes and a wide, unnatural grin. "You took the wrong turn." The next thing I knew, my car engine died. My headlights flickered off, and in the pitch darkness, I heard her footsteps approaching.
It was a quiet night, and I was home alone. My parents had gone out for the evening, leaving me to watch over the house. I was in the living room, curled up on the couch with a book, when I heard a faint knock at the front door. At first, I thought it was my imagination, but then it came again, louder this time. I froze, my heart pounding. I wasn't expecting anyone. I crept to the window and peeked through the curtains. The porch was empty, but the knocking continued, now coming from the back door. My stomach dropped. I grabbed my phone and dialed my dad's number, but it went straight to voicemail. The knocking stopped, and for a moment, there was silence. I thought maybe it was over, but then I heard footsteps slow, deliberate footsteps moving across the wooden deck outside. I backed away from the window, my breath shallow. The footsteps stopped, and I heard the doorknob rattle. I locked the door earlier, right? I couldn't remember. My mind raced as I crouched behind the couch, clutching my phone. The rattling stopped, and I heard a low, muffled laugh. It wasn't coming from outside anymore, it was inside the house. I didn't move. I didn't breathe. The laughter faded, and the house fell silent again. I waited for what felt like hours, too scared to call out or move. Finally, I heard the front door open and close, followed by the sound of a car engine starting outside. I peeked out the window just in time to see a dark figure driving away. When my parents got home, I told them what happened. They checked the house, but everything was locked, just as it should have been. To this day, I don't know who or what was in my house that night, but I've never forgotten the sound of that laugh, or the feeling that something was watching me from the shadows.